We have a big commitment as a company for Lincoln as a world-class luxury brand with a client experience to match. And if you think about it, as a company, Lincoln plays a big role in our profitable growth plan. So why? Well, first off, if you look at the luxury market, it's growing faster than the overall market. And it's growing here, obviously, in the US, and it's growing extremely fast in places like China. We also set out long-term goals for Lincoln to grow. By the end of this decade, we expect Lincoln will grow to about 300,000 units. And when you think about how we're actually going to get to that 300,000 units, it's a couple of ways. One is expanding in market coverage, segment coverage. And secondly, our launch in China, which right now is the second largest luxury automotive market in the world, and will probably be the first over the next couple of years. So to do that, to achieve those long-term goals, we laid out a plan. And a couple of years ago, we said we were going to launch 4 vehicles in 4 years. So of course, the first one was the MKZ, our mid-size luxury car, which is doing very well. Our MKC, our small premium CUV, is doing extremely well in the market. This year, we're going to be introducing our next generation MKX. And then, of course, we said we were going to have a full-size sedan, and that's the 4th vehicle, which we're here to talk about this morning. In addition, we're also going to add 2 more nameplates between now and the end of the decade. And the good news is that Lincoln is building momentum, and this is the really exciting thing. If you think about here in the US, last year, Lincoln grew more than twice the average of the luxury industry. We were up about 16%, and the rest of the luxury industry was up about 7%. Fast forward to this year, well, from a retail standpoint, through March of this year, we're off to our fastest retail start since 2008. And then when you think what else we have coming this year, first, we have launched so far in 6 states so far this year, our Black Label Edition, and we'll be rolling that out to the rest of the country nationwide between now and the end of the year. As I mentioned, our next generation MKX, which will actually strengthen our position in the second largest luxury segment here in the US. But then there's the whole aspect of China. And it's very exciting. We launched Lincoln in China in the fall of last year, and it has exceeded our sales expectations since we launched it. In addition, we have right now about 11 dealers nationwide in China. We're going to grow that to 25 by the end of this year, and we're then going to grow that to over 60 dealers in 50 cities by the time we get to the end of next year. So we're building a lot of momentum with Lincoln. So that brings us to our next chapter in Lincoln and why we're here today. And for us, the concept that you're going to see signals the future of what we call quiet luxury. Now, I can sit here and explain in 10,000 words what I mean by that, but instead, why don't we take a look at the video, and a picture's worth 1,000 words. And it's around a serenity and a calmness and a relaxing nature. Now, when you think about a full-size luxury sedan, why are we introducing a full-size luxury sedan? Why is that important? Well, a couple of reasons. The segment is important. Globally, last year it was about 1.8 million units. We expect that to grow to about 2 million units between now and the end of the decade. And China, interestingly, is the biggest market for full-size luxury sedans, and that grew by 17% last year. So it's a big and important segment. Plus, it's also important for the brand, particularly in the luxury segment. A full-size luxury sedan usually connotes the epitome of the brand. And for where we are on the journey right now with Lincoln, this represents our flagship. So where does that leave us? Well, as we think about where we're at with Lincoln right now, we sit back and we talk about quiet luxury. But it's also about, as we were designing this, as we design a vehicle in the car industry, it's a very interesting process. And I have to tell you, when we told the design team that we were going to call this Continental, it changed everything. And you're going to see that in a minute. So for us, quiet luxury is where we're heading. And importantly, as you see us going forward, we want our engineers, our product planners, our marketing folks, all focused on designing an experience for our customers. And then how does technology enable that experience? So to tell you more about that and the concept, I'd like to introduce our president of Lincoln, Kumar Galhotra. Kumar.
Thank you, Mark. Good morning, everyone. Mark talked about designing an experience. So how do you design the experience? You have to know your customers at a very visceral level. You have to understand how they use their vehicle, how they interact with their vehicles. It is this kind of in-depth understanding that informs a very unique Lincoln way of how we serve these customers. Now, we understand there's a luxury segment out there that is looking for really aggressive machines. But we also hear from a very large number of luxury customers who are looking for something very different. They're looking for elegant, beautiful, quiet, luxury experiences. They're not looking for aggressive beauty. They're looking for elegant beauty. They're not looking for raw power. They're looking for smooth, effortless power. These are very successful, driven, busy people. They're looking for a vehicle that helps them every day in their daily lives. We at Lincoln are designing, creating elegant, beautiful vehicles that help our customers every day. And we do that with simple things like very creative door handles to really advanced technologies that reduce driver fatigue. What if you didn't even have to pull on the door handle to unlatch the door? What if it opened with the gentlest of touches? What if the door handle actually enhanced the beauty of the car rather than disrupting it? What if you never had to slam the door shut? It just quietly cinched itself closed. What if, when you got in the vehicle, the seat was more than a place to sit on? It kept you warm in the winter and cool in the summer. Had a massage feature for long drives. You know, when all of us drive, we always rest our right leg at a different angle than the left one. What if the seat cushion was so customizable that it perfectly supported each leg individually? What if you could see better at night, aided by the greatest headlamp technology? What if the car helped you park into tight spaces? What if it helped you park out of tight spaces? What if you never had to remember where you parked? You land after a long business trip, you don't have to wander around the parking lot wondering, where was my car? The Lincoln app on your smartphone knows exactly where your car is. And what if you could start the car before you even left the plane? So it's nice and warm by the time you get to the car, or nice and cool if you're in hot weather. What if the sound system was so awesome that it felt like you had the best seat in the concert hall? Or with the push of a button, you felt like you were actually sitting on stage with the orchestra or the band. That's what the Rebel system does for us. All of these technologies being developed for our customers. Technology not for the sake of technology, but technology to help our customers every day. We are already deploying all these technologies in our Lincoln portfolio. This great concept has all of these technologies and more. The Lincoln Continental concept also wears the new face of Lincoln. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lincoln Continental concept.